Sigma males are getting weirder. I don't even remember what a Sigma male is, honestly. Are those the guys who don't care about anything? Is that the Peter Parker bully memes? Because those were great. Those were really good.
Anyone remember the rise of Sigma males? While many of you may have
No?
forgotten about them, they haven't gone quietly into the night. There's still a very active community of Sigma males that continue to post content reaffirming that they are the best, the top of the food chain. And sometimes I'll occasionally peek my curious little head in there and see what's going on in this Sigma male
Huh.
community. And there's a channel that does a lot of it, and they recently posted a video called Why Sigma Males Are Seriously Dangerous. And it's
That sounds, that sounds so funny. I would watch that video. But you know what's gonna probably happen with the Sigma males? It's gonna be the same with the red pill, blue pill, yellow pill. Pick a color, essentially, at this point. You know, it's gonna become popular once again as time passes because the red pill gets popular every time because it has truth to it. The red pill, do you like it or not, does have a certain amount of truth to it. The reason why it goes away is because the only way you can up someone in, baseline things that are just reality and we live in is by stretching it out and making it more insane. The people who make the most money doing the red pill are the people who create the craziest situations, okay? The people who try to justify having 52 wives and 5 harems. That's okay and things like that. And that everyone should be happy with that. Those are the ones that succeed. But at some point, it just spirals out of control so hard that no one cares anymore. Then a year passes, no one pays attention to them, and bam! Popular again. Yeah, it's like a real thing. It has. The red pill has been popular, I don't know, 5 or 6 times in the past, I don't know, 10 years. A time passes, people forget, then time passes, people again start talking about it. And currently it's unpopular. At least I don't hear anything about the red pill or any kind of stuff like that. But it's probably making a comeback in half a year or so. Mark my words.
the same standard shit where it just spouts a bunch of nonsense that's supposed to sound hard. Like, the Sigma male community treats each other like they're all secretly James Bond. Number 5. Why a Sigma male is seriously dangerous? Well, he'll pour a bowl of cereal without ever adding the milk, because the milk is a hindrance to his cold, calculating mind. His slight lactose intolerance isn't a weakness, it's a strength that he uses to get the best of his enemies, and they never see it coming.
Okay.
That kind of stuff. And there's nothing overly interesting about the video itself. I'll just go ahead and play like a couple clips real fast. What I want to focus on is actually the comments.
Many
Comments.
people mistake.
Oh, the comments are gonna be great, probably. Dude, anything red pill, the comments are insane.
The Sigma male as the shy guy, thinking he knows nothing. Little do they know that this is how he wants it to be perceived. He is not shy. He just doesn't want to be seen. He knows exactly what he's doing and is not one to be underestimated. He is the...
Okay, you know why this is successful? Because this already hits home for a bunch of losers who are fucking invisible to society because they have absolutely no skills whatsoever to speak of, but secretly in their mind, because they played Total War II Roman Empire and they know a bunch of, stupid sounding Roman words, they think that they're better than the whole universe. I mean, no wonder this gets a bunch of people in it. Wow, if this is Sigma Male 101, then wow, a lot of people are hooked. That's for sure.
quiet one who absorbs...
And all of these people should commit self-deletion. Just FYI. Again, the world should be a better place without you losers.
everything.
It's just 13 minutes of this with footage from a bunch of popular movies. And it sounds like they're either describing a stalker or...
13 minutes is crazy. Man, that would be a good TikTok, though, probably.
Batman. And what's really weird to me is it's not really motivational. If I was someone who self-identified as a Sigma, hearing this stuff would make me feel really bad about it, actually.
While the Sigma man may seem like a
Why? It's justification for you being a loser. It's perfect.
harmless introvert, he is actually a dangerous opponent you don't want to mess with.
Opponent.
He may not have big muscles or a loud voice, but his sharp mind and strategy are his most valuable weapons.
I just don't really get what kind of fantasy world this
The underachievers. Beautiful, ain't it?
is trying to appeal to.
The underachievers stuck in McDonald's. But trust me, one day they'll make it big because they're just hiding their true potential. Their power level is unseen. Bruh, delete yourself.
Where everyone is trying to pick on and kill the Sigma.
No, wait. Actually, no, don't delete yourself. You're a valuable commodity because I look good because you exist. Woof.
Male or something.
Actually, find a way to clone yourself, honestly, at this point. That would be pretty beneficial to me.
So this is like talking about, well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to poke the sleeping bear that is the Sigma male. They act like Sigma males are being hunted, rounded up in the streets, piles of corpses of Sigma males. Like, I don't know why all of this Sigma male stuff is always about, like, opponents. Like, you don't want to mess with a Sigma male. Very difficult to deal with opponents. And it's all spoken as if it's some kind of nature
This is the first time I honestly hear it.
documentary from the BBC with David Attenborough commentating.
The last time I remember a Sigma male meme, it was like, oh, I forgot the kid. Why, that's my problem. Again, it's the bully Spider-Man memes. They're great. I love them.
It.
Some people's
But no, he's Chadman. Yeah, he's Chadman Spider-Man. No, he's not even Sigma male, but there were some Sigma male Spider-Man memes also, I think.
unpredictability can really put you on edge, especially when you push them too far. It's like walking on a tightrope with no safety net. It's not just the fact that Sigma men are unpredictable. It's the
Sigma
way
men.
they make you feel when you can't
Bro, Sigma men actually sounds so worse.
anticipate their reactions. This can be seriously
good.
risky, especially
Seriously
if you're
risky.
in a confrontational situation with a Sigma.
I won't bother showing you any more clips from the video itself. I think you get it. It's 13 minutes of this. Here's why the Sigma male is
Dude.
so dangerous and so badass. Sigma male's unpredictability
A
makes
Sigma male can win against a grizzly bear in unarmed combat because of his trained skills with the katana.
him the most fearsome foe imaginable. It's like
Yeah.
playing a game of chess against a Sigma, but he can see your moves, and you can't see his. But then it turns out the Sigma is actually playing a game of checkers the entire time, and you fell right for his trap. King me. But don't, because the Sigma male doesn't want to be...
Dude. I love that even Charlie, he's transitioning, by the way, is someone who's currently transitioning to female is making fun of the Sigmas. That's hilarious. You got your biggest opponent, trans woman.
king. He'd rather pull the strings from the
Bruh.
shadows like the puppet master he is. It's 13 minutes of that. And for some reason I don't fully understand, this kind of stuff is exactly what the Sigma male community loves to hear and endlessly consume like some
Yeah, because it validates them. Every type of blue pill, red pill, all of these things, they're just literally, they're not designed. They accidentally just attract a certain group of people. And usually, typically, that's men that lack something, that want to be something. You know? The Chad thing is about being the Chad you never were by doing some random shit and stuff like that. Sigma males are about being dangerous and underachievers. You know, it's like the classic gamer. Oh, I'm actually really smart. Yeah, I know a lot of things about ancient Egypt because they played some kind of game, and that game had made up facts, and that's actually not even the real shit that they know. But they think because they have this random knowledge about things, because they play World of Tanks, that they're better than everyone else. Bruh.
junk food. So in the comments section, it's a bunch of people telling each other their Sigma stories as well as giving a TED talk
Sigma
on the beauty
stories?
of being a Sigma male.
Nice.
It is amazing.
I, for one, identify as a Sigma male now and forever.
So right now, this is one of the top comments. You don't need to fear Sigma males, which immediately to me seems like it should be a red flag if people are afraid of you in general. Like maybe there's some self-reflection that should be done to not make people feel on edge around you. That would be my perception
That's called being short.
of it. But again, I think it's kind of just diving into like playing this Sigma character. I don't know if people fully believe in it. I think it's just kind of a for fun thing. It's just that if you harass him, be it on the workplace, the neighborhood, verbally or physically, he is likely to knock you down in one way or another and when you least expect it. Normal people will usually interpret him as being a little shy, while aggressive, dominant people will take him for being an easy prey.
This sounds like the literal Reddit nuclear revenge posts that usually are a bunch of losers that got abused for like 2 or 3 years, and then accidentally something happened and their abuser got fired, and then a month later their abuser now is working for more money in a better place, in a better position, and that person's life is still shit. and they're writing out that story like they're the winners. Yeah, are Sigma males dominating the nuclear revenge Reddit? Because it sounds like it.
And they won't even know what hit them. It may take them a considerable amount of time to put the pieces together and figure out what actually happened. Sigma males are not some kind of dangerous James Bond people. They are first and foremost characterized by going their own way, and as a consequence, dominant, aggressive people will seriously underestimate them. This is what I'm talking about.
There was nothing good about that. There was literally nothing good about that. If that's the top comment, all that comment is reading is congratulations, you're a bullying target and there's nothing you can do about it. That's great.
Though, where a lot of them seem to be living in this world where they feel as though everyone's out to get them. So then they retreat into these corners.
Well, everyone is out to get them because they themselves understand that they're easy prey to be bullied, harassed because they're powerless. Yeah, everyone is out to get them. It's 1+1 at this point.
Where they like prop each other up like they're underestimating us.
Yep.
And that's their biggest mistake. Sigmas will rise and grind to...
My jaw is starting to hurt a little bit. The delusion you can sometimes find. Now, I'm honestly fine with the red pill. And my honest opinion is, like, if you listen to the red pill, even if it's someone crazy spouting it, hey, it's better to have a basis of reality like that, where you can learn and see its mistakes and flaws, than having no basis at all, honestly. But this Sigma male stuff, this just sounds crazy.
The very top, and then they'll all rue the day they underestimated us, and they won't even see it coming. Now, if I was to cosplay a psychologist, I have noticed a common thread throughout all of the Sigma content and comments over the years, which is always being misunderstood, being underestimated or neglected by society.
I should probably pay more attention to the Sigma male stuff. I don't know how do I just YouTube Sigma male Colossus of Life or something like that? I should really keep track of this because this is great.
And then a lot of what they talk about is getting revenge for that and just kind of taking that power back for themselves.
That's great.
And I'm not just trying to shit on Sigma males. I actually find it somewhat sad because I feel like a lot of it stems from things not going the way they wanted it to while growing up.
Autistic.
And now at this point, they've kind of pushed themselves into a bubble where they're surrounded by people that also haven't had the best time. So they've now made it into this Sigma bubble for which gives them a level of comfort.
Even the word Sigma bubble kind of makes me laugh a bit.
Knowing other people there, and they push everyone else away. So it's just, I don't know, the whole situation with this Sigma shit, like alphas versus Sigmas versus Omega males, like that whole, grand cosmic war has just been so weird to watch unfold on the internet as more and more people lock themselves away inside. But anyway, let's just read some more Sigma comments, I suppose.
Yes,
I can recall many times in my life that people were very surprised at me. One person said, "I didn't know you hated in you." I think it meant had it in you.
Yes,
At another time, someone said, "How did you do that? He is much bigger than you." I wrote some poems one time and recited them in front of a large group of people that knew me well. No one expected that of me.
Okay.
Not the most specific description of Sigma male activities here, but it makes me curious for more...
So, you see what this is kind of strange, right? How did you do that? He is much bigger than you. I think he's trying to fake it that he fought someone. He doesn't want to lie per se, but he wants to be untruthful with his with what he says. He wants that to be perceived that he's like fighting someone or something like that. And even though that's probably not reality, what's happening, I didn't know you had it in you. Also, could be for everything. So whatever. Also, it could. Also, when you're talking about someone. A group of people with this low level of social skills, I didn't know you had it in you. Could have been something that someone ironically says, like, "Wow, I didn't know you had it in you." When they,
no one expected
Crazy.
that of me. Not the most specific description of Sigma male activities here, but it makes me curious for more knowledge on that. What is the... How did you do that? He's much bigger than you. Is it referring to a fight?
Yeah.
How did you do that? You crushed him with your telekinetic mind abilities. That's incredible.
No, again, there's no way. He just wants that to be perceived as a fight. I think the Sigma male thing is also that what's the point of lying, because you're good, so you shouldn't lie. That's also kind of the same thing that a lot of kind of modern day ideologies had. For men specifically, that you shouldn't lie about stuff. So this person is most likely avoiding lying about this. He's just obfuscating a couple of things.
So much bigger than you. How'd you do it? And then I remember another time when Uncle Ben pulled me aside in a car ride and said, "Sigma, with great power comes great responsibility." And I've lived my life that whole way.
Damn.
So then I read poems to people. Like,
True.
It's very clear in a lot of these comments, the people behind the keyboard are very young. And I feel like if you get lost...
I don't agree with that at all. I would be surprised if a single person is gonna try and even comment, I'm a Sigma male and I'm a 9... No, actually 19 would probably be it. Because these problems start to crystallize that you're not good enough when you need to enter the real world. And for women, that's around 40. For men, that's around 19. 18. So, I would be surprised if anyone was below the age of 18. I mean, if you're a Sigma male and you identify as one, good job. Good job. Good job. Comment down below if you're a Sigma male and you're below the age of 18. I think everyone's gonna be roughly 25 to 30.
Lost in this like Sigma versus Alpha versus Omega kind of shit, you are immediately setting yourself up to go down a path
That's it. No, I leave the Sigma verse. I am Omega male now.
that's not going to lead to the best outcomes that you'd probably want. Sigmas are like snipers lying in wait, sometimes waiting for years, patiently waiting for the right moment to gently...
I love it. Yeah. Dude, okay. Let me collect myself. I'm having so much fun in this one. Okay. Sigmas are like snipers laying in wait for years. My boss was a dick to me for 6 years straight. But then after 6 years, when he got a promotion and when he was no longer my boss, I told him when he was walking out the door, "I don't like you actually that much, Greg." And he didn't even hear it, but I like to believe that he just pretended he didn't hear it. And then Greg had a wonderful life, and I was stuck with another boss that treats me like shit.
Squeeze the trigger. The target never knew what hit them, and even better, never knew who fired the shot. And then someone replied to that comment with this, and it seems like they're fighting amongst themselves in this. So this is a Sigma versus Sigma, so stand the fuck back. This is up there with like Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Like the kaijus are throwing down.
King Ghidorah's lame.
And I am not moved at all. You sound as though no one can read and get the jump before you get the jump on them. Being unreadable is readable in this game. Like the image of the guy in the still shot before the video. That's readable to me. Unless you have a divine nature, you will give an indication somewhere. And then someone else replied to that, you would have to basically be a mind reader, and even then, you are likely still 2 steps behind. I feel like they just watched a really cheesy 80s action movie, heard a line similar to this, and decided to drop it in response to the sniper line. Like, what I don't even know.
Why are they fighting amongst each other? They basically kinda agree, but they're trying to one-up each other. Oh.
Understand what that's supposed to mean. Being unreadable is readable in this game.
Man.
What game? What game is being played right now? I don't. What is going on? It's just this really desperate desire to be like a.
Life is a game, and you must always be the predator.
Secret badass, or be like super special. And I think an important lesson that extends well beyond just Sigmas exclusively is to accept that there's nothing wrong with just being normal. Like, you don't need to have some kind
Technically true.
of quirky, special personality trait that defines you. You can
Being special doesn't mean that you're useful.
just be normal and enjoy life that way. It just seems like the internet's corrupted everyone's brain into believing that being average is boring and a bad way of living, when I just totally disagree. I don't know how many times that I've been accused of being unassuming. It almost gets boring. I immediately have to interject. Who's accusing you of being unassuming? I've never met anyone in the world that would come up to a stranger and be like, "Hey, geez, you're like really unassuming, you know that, bud?" Like, I just can't imagine that being common.
I actually maybe understand exactly what this is. There are some people who really think that they're special in like an ironical way, but not in the internet type of way. They think they're really special because they have some kind of random life experience that no one else even feels the need to mention that they ever had, and so they talk about random things. And I have seen that. I have had actually a situation like that in the workplace where one person thought that I have absolutely no idea what's ever happening. Because every time that person came to talk about stuff, I just pretended that I have no idea what they're talking about because they were stupid, they were boring, and they were pissing me off. So for them to not talk to me, I just always assume that I have no idea or what he's talking about. And he thought that I'm unassuming for that. I kind of get it from that perspective, but I'm not sure if that's the perspective what they mean. I'm really not sure. But yeah, there is this thing about being unassuming when you just ignore someone.
But anyway, however a lot is true, Sigmas hit you like a cobra and are very strategic in their thinking. We are considered to be weak when we avoid confrontation, but when we can, we do not let go and hit back when the moment is right.
Wow.
The effects are devastating.
Wow.
The opponents do not know what has hit them. At work, I have colleagues who think they have the upper hand, but no, it is me manipulating them. They still think they are winning. Once again, just another example of how all of this is putting you against everyone else, making everything a you versus them mentality, which I think is the most unhealthy way of living life. Constantly being in this imaginary, invisible competition with all of the strangers around you.
Wait, do you think maybe this all is like made up? That everyone here is just LARPing? There is a chance. This one sounded almost vaguely believable, though.
Is a recipe for just making yourself miserable. Sigma males know what will happen sometimes years in advance, when no one else has any clue, not because they're psychic, but because their different perspective allows them to see things that are obvious, but which are usually hidden in everyone else.
Okay, there's no way this is not LARPing. There is no way that this was not written by some random dude who's currently playing as a healer in a medieval fantasy setting in Germany out in the fucking snow. You can't convince me that this is real.
This is blind spot. Alphas march uninformed into battle. They declare a war and fight until the conflict is resolved by military means. Sigmas hide in plain sight. They observe everything that is going on and plan 10 steps ahead with extreme precision. They are a one-man army. But they rarely have to fire a single shot because they know exactly when to strike and how to avoid getting caught. Sigmas are the saboteurs. They break the enemy by silently creating
You know what actually... Okay, if we assume for a moment that this is real, you know what's kind of sad? I can kind of justify the idea that, yeah, if you're manipulating people, that you don't want to be seen, because that's true. If you're manipulating people, the Sigma shit is kind of like a little bit understandable, because you don't want to be seen, but you do want to take the glory for doing it. Like, there's no point in manipulating people if you're not getting a good outcome for yourself for it. So, this is just LARPing. This is 100% just LARPing and losers who just want to pretend that they matter.
Circumstances that make his life hell and makes his victory impossible to attain. What in tarnation? Listen, many do not even see their part in the cause of why the Sigma is what they are, but others just become a crybaby and about nothing, which is so disturbing and so shallow, and then they project their inner mess on the Sigma, and I have had so many cases...
Okay, this is just a nut job.
...that mechanism was projected and falsely assumed, and wrong conclusions are being made that it is healthy and perfectly normal that they will get hit because they ask for it. If someone keeps...
I vaguely understand, kinda, almost, with a lot of adding my own logic and implying what they mean by this, but wow.
Kicking your legs, for instance, it is normal that at some point you will get a huge shitload of a predictable kickback, and they even dare to feel surprised that kicking someone continuously leads to retribution, especially when you set boundaries in clear and decent manner. Is anyone understanding this huge blind spot of some that are deliberately attacking Sigmas? Because I would like to learn why many people would behave like that. I think that says all that needs to be said. I don't know what was said there.
This is crazy.
But it was words for sure.
Yeah. I kind of vaguely I mean a lot. Okay, I can try and I'm gonna try and explain what I think was meant here. It's about people who do bad. It's about people who don't think about others and people who think that they get. I can't even. I can't even explain this one properly. Yeah, let's just stick to true words were said.
To be said.
I kind of vaguely get the idea, I think, but there's no way that I can explain it.
I don't know what was said there.
Yeah.
But it was words for sure.
Is that one of the tough comments?
I don't know who's attacking Sigmas. Maybe like making jokes occasionally, but like a lot of what they describe feels like they're about to commit an act of violence or something in the comment section. Like some of it feels genuinely a bit unhinged. Anyway, though, again, there is nothing wrong with being quiet or anything like that. You don't need to be like lashing out for that or trying to find reasons for why you might be quiet. Well, it's actually because I'm a secret badass who's always cold and calculating, planning my next move to overthrow the alphas. It doesn't need to get into fanfic. There's nothing wrong with just being average and normal. There's nothing wrong with it. There really isn't.
Being average and normal is a disgusting way of life for a true Sigma male. Being average just won't do. A Sigma male is either perfect or not. Oh, man. Man, I want to follow up on this one.
Just calm down. There's not this big war with alphas against omegas versus betas versus sigmas and all of this.
No, I'm an epsilon male. Yeah. No, that sounds stupid. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make my own thing.
It's just not that deep. But you know, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I've been back on that Sigma rabbit hole, and it's getting weirder than it was like a year or two ago.
Anyway, yeah, that's the end of the video, bro. This was great. This was an ironically great. Anyway, this was Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.